What's up, everybody? This is OLB, One Lucky Bullet, here with a playthrough of Moonlighter for Xbox One, PS4, and the PC. This is an action RPG. Think of Legend of Zelda, the older ones, you know, like Link to the Past and stuff. I mean, that's basically what it is. It is, you play as a shopkeeper, and during the day you run a shop, and then at night you go out and you go through some dungeons. You know, you start off with the Golem dungeon, there's the Forest dungeon, Tech dungeon, etc, 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 until you get to the end. Throughout the game, you can upgrade the town that you're living in, so you can get more people to live there and open up shops. You can upgrade your shop. You can hire somebody to do the selling for you at night while you're out, you know, doing your thing. There's a blacksmith for crafting, an enchantress / potion person. There's this little like Frenchy named place that sells random items. Usually they're way overpriced. There's another guy, like I think it's Hawk or something like that. He sells things that you put in your shop. As you upgrade it, you can like set decorations out, and it usually gets the people to tip you better, stay longer, not get so impatient. There's a lot to this game for being a small kind of indie game. A lot of depth went into it. When you're selling your stuff, you get to set your prices. So obviously there's bad prices, perfect prices, and like super cheap prices. You can tell by the people's expression. You got to worry about people coming in trying to shoplift, and you can catch them. You got to manage all this while still trying to progress through the dungeons. And every dungeon you go through, you know, is dropping new loot, new parts, new things for you to sell and to continue to upgrade. And the stuff's not cheap either. I mean, you know, to be able to upgrade to the different levels of your shop is going to require hundreds of thousands of gold. Easily. That's not even counting getting the other people into the town and things like that, the money you have to pay for them. And P.S. that banker is a piece of crap. Don't waste your money on that guy. But I mean, you kind of got to if you want to unlock everything. But yeah, don't be giving him all your money, because he just, I don't know, he just disappears with your money. Maybe I didn't wait long enough, but yeah, he just disappears with your money, and that's it. So, you know, the game itself plays fairly smooth. Your left trigger is your roll button. Left bumper switches your weapons. Right bumper uses shoot, what is that? I can't remember what right bumper does. I don't think it does anything. Right trigger, I know, uses your potions. A button is your attack. The X button is your shield if you have the shield and sword equipped. A button also opens chests and stuff as well, and your Y button manages your inventory. So I mean, it's not bad. The back button, or the little double square button on an Xbox controller, or whatever you want to call it, touchpad on the PS4, that opens your maps. So the game is fairly straightforward. It is, like I said earlier, like Zelda, but it also has that kind of what is that genre that, you know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's like the randomly generated dungeons and things like that. It's never the same when you go into a dungeon. If you leave it, it's never the same. Now, every dungeon is the same when it comes to how many levels there are to get to the boss. There's 3 floors every time. There's always a health pool on every floor. There's usually secret chests on every floor. Gold chests give you like the really rare stuff. In the first dungeon, the Golem dungeon, as you progress, you'll get kind of like a trash bin where you can discard stuff you don't want to carry around with you. Breaks it down and gives you the gold. There's a mirror. I believe it's the mirror. Yeah, it's the mirror that lets you set a kind of pendant, or not pendant, I'm sorry, a teleporter, where you can leave from the dungeon and come back whenever you're ready. But it only works one time, so it's 2,000 gold. And if you leave and then you go back into the main entrance and you don't use your teleporter, it's gone. You also have a pendant that after you have collected so much treasure, it kind of fills up, and it costs 200 gold for you to be able to just teleport out of the dungeon. And you hold your B button down to do that. And trust me, that can be a lifesaver. At times you might be full of stuff, and then all of a sudden, you know, you stumble into a room with overpowered enemies, and you don't have any potions, and you're just like, oh shit, I'm getting out of here. So the game is $19.99. Well, it's normally $24.99, but right now it's on sale for $19.99. I've put maybe 25 hours into it so far. I love it, and that's just on the Xbox. I also have it on my PS4. Played the crap out of it as well. It's a really good game if you're just looking for kind of a casual single-player game that hits the notes of Zelda, but also has that kind of maybe Harvest Moon. I don't know if anybody remembers that game. Has the Harvest Moon kind of vibe where you're managing a town, managing your stuff. You know, I really like the element of running my own shop. I really like that. I think it's something different that hasn't really been done too many other times before. The graphics are kind of a mash of the old SNES 16-bit graphics. They're not horrible. They're not bad. The soundtrack is okay. I'll put it to you like that. That if I had to knock it for something, it'd be the soundtrack. Because while it's good at first, the more you play it and the more you're in one dungeon and that's all you hear is that track over and over again. Kind of crappy. Also, if I had to knock it for something, it's some of the unskippable stuff. Like when you're upgrading your shop, you have to sit there and wait and watch the little dude walk across the screen and all that. You know, I don't care for that stuff. Just let me skip past that. And granted, that's a small gripe. It's nothing major that you know, knocks the game. Everything else in the game runs fine. There's no stutter, no lag, no frame drops, no freezing. I haven't ran into any glitches or anything yet. There was a glitch where you could get money, but they patched that out with version 1.6, so, you know, don't even waste your time with that. Other than that, it's a solid game. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like and a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe. Also, on a side note, make sure you go to facebook.com/OneLuckyBulletGaming. You can catch all my comments, posts, and things there, as well as you know, some up-to-date stuff. I got it linked down below, so check it out. Don't forget to hit up Patreon, Instagram, or Twitter. Thanks a lot.